Ladies and gentlemen, what we're witnessing happening right now in China is all out panic. Central banks are buying gold around the world like crazy, but more specifically in China, and not just the central banks, also the citizens, companies, and local banks in China as well. And guess what, people? After we go into this report, after you see the news, facts, and data I've got to show you in this video, you're not going to believe what comes next. Because everyone, I think gold is severely undervalued right now, and there's going to be a huge catalyst coming that means the banks won't be able to suppress the price for much longer. So everyone, this is going to be a very, very important episode, and I'm going to show you a huge opportunity towards the end of the video, so you're definitely not going to want to miss this. You're going to want to watch until the end. So without further ado, let's get straight into the news, the facts, and the data. Okay, everyone, first things first, what we need to talk about what's happening in the markets right now, and this is very, very frightening. So what is a big threat for the markets right now? Well, that's the threat posed by rising oil prices. Now, why is this such a big threat for the markets? Well, because if oil keeps going up, that means inflation is going to surge, and that's going to be very bad for the central banks. But what I've been continually warning about, something that I'm very, very worried is going to happen, is the central banks aren't going to win the war with inflation. They're not going to lift interest rates high enough to stop it, and we could see stagflation or hyperinflation. Now, stagflation is a very, very tough situation for the central banks. That's where you've got high inflation, but at the same time, low economic growth and high unemployment. Central banks can't cut interest rates to stimulate the economy because then they'll make inflation worse, and also governments can't provide stimulus as well, so they really have to just let everything crash and rebuild from a more sustainable base. So I think central banks around the world know this is coming. A lot of other countries outside of the West know that fiat currencies are going to fail, and whoever holds the most gold will win. And we just got a report come out of China that shows there's all out panic buying happening. Look at this. So China's central bank adds more gold for the 9th straight month, but we're also going to get into the report very, very soon about how premiums have just hit a record high. So bullion held by the People's Bank of China rose by 740,000 troy ounces, the central bank said on Monday. That's equivalent to about 23 tons. The total stockpile now sits at 2,137 tons. This is insane, everyone. China's preparing for what's coming, and you need to be doing the same. China has led central bank buying in recent months as it continues to diversify its reserves. That helped keep prices buoyant despite rising interest rates around the world, which typically saps demand for non-interest bearing bullion. So that's exactly right, everyone. With interest rates surging and also the dollar being very, very strong, normally that's bearish for gold, and gold would normally crash a lot lower, but really there's so much pent-up demand that I think once they start cutting interest rates next year and the dollar starts crashing, they're not going to be able to keep gold down any longer. Because look at this next report, everyone. This is going to blow your mind. So look at this, everyone. China gold premiums hit record as Beijing defends yuan. So I'll go ahead and bring up this chart here. Look at this, everyone. Chinese gold hits record against world. Premium to international prices topped $120 an ounce. And look at this. This chart is going absolutely parabolic. So this is only a matter of time before we start seeing this happen in the US. And if you think this can't happen in the US, it definitely can. We've seen this happen in Turkey. We've seen our gold outperform in the Australian dollar because the Australian dollar is tanking. And the final nail in the coffin will be once the US dollar falls, and then we'll see gold surge. So traders sold the yuan this year as disappointing economic data and real estate turmoil spurred the central bank to cut interest rates. As monetary policy diverges with the rest of the world, sending the currency toward record lows offshore, the central bank has intervened to stem the slide. That includes limiting gold shipments into local markets by squeezing import quotas. Now, while we have to pay attention as gold investors to what's happening in China, is because China is the biggest gold market. China is the world's biggest market for bullion, with rich and poor citizens alike buying gold as a savings tool. Demand for gold in country has remained largely subdued this year until recently, when the weaker yuan and the economy started to boost purchases. The jump in premium is also due to a relatively strong buying from gold in China amid weak macroeconomic sentiment. So okay, everyone, we know there's lots of risk in the economy and the markets right now. we know China is panic buying gold. Their citizens are panic buying gold. And guess what? I've also got another 3 charts that will shock you that shows how undervalued gold is and commodities alike, and why a super cycle is going to be coming next. Because look at this next chart here, everyone. S&P GSCI total return index versus the S&P 500 ratio. This is from 1971 to today's date. Now, what can we see here? The oil crisis in 1973 to 74. We see gold and commodities absolutely skyrocketed. Same in the 1990s, 2008. And look at the everything bubble except commodities here. What we're seeing right now, we should see gold and commodities absolutely skyrocket, especially if we see more inflation and stagflation. But that's not all. Look at this next chart that shows how undervalued gold is compared to the stock market right now. Because look at this next chart of the S&P 500 gold ratio. We can see here again, the S&P 500 compared to gold is still severely overvalued. And another chart here to prove that the commodities supercycle is coming, the US commodity price index 10-year rolling average. We can see we're going to have another commodity supercycle leading up to 2045. But people, don't just take my word for it. A lot of analysts, a lot of big banks on Wall Street, they're now starting to realize how much of a good risk to reward ratio gold is right now. They know the S&P 500 is severely overvalued. They know there's a lot of bubbles happening in the economy right now. They know there's so much risk for the economy, and so they're starting to buy as well. Because look at this, everyone. Bank of America lifts gold forecast by 10% to $2,200 an ounce. But I don't think that's bullish enough. Look at this next prediction. So gold prices to breach all-time highs. Some expect bullion to hit $2,500 an ounce, which I think is a much more realistic target considering how undervalued gold is right now. So let's dive deeper into this report on the reasons why. So gold prices are on track to rally to all-time highs in 2024 on the back of tapering interest rates and looming recessionary fears that elevate its role as a safe haven asset. That's exactly right, everyone. If central banks do the unthinkable and start cutting interest rates while inflation is still very high, well, like I said, the dollar's going to crash. And again, there's so much risk for the economy. And whenever we see a recession, or should I say, an official, real deep recession, people flood to a safe haven, and the perfect safe haven is gold. So analysts at TD Securities said, I see gold move above 2,100 late this year and early 2024 as a trading level. He also said he's positive on gold as he believes the Fed will tilt policy away from its current restrictive mode. This, I believe, will happen before the 2% inflation target is reached. And this is kind of what we're seeing now. Inflation is surging, but they've stopped lifting interest rates because they know if they keep on lifting interest rates any higher, we're going to see a massive financial crisis and more bank failures. So some analysts are particularly bullish on gold and have called for a target of 2,500 by the end of next year. That's more than 26% higher than current levels. But people, wait till I show you the opportunity, which could be 5 to 10x these returns. But like I've been telling you guys, it's not just China. We're seeing central bank and consumer demand for gold skyrocket as well. So central bank purchases of gold have been consistently strong alongside consumer demand for precious metals, and not just in the investor space, but also in the jewelry market as well. He said, we will see a return of physical gold jewelry demand from China and India as both economies stabilize and retail spending returns. China's retail gold demand has been resilient in 2023 because in the first quarter, gold jewelry demand in China was just shy of 200 tons, the strongest seasonal since 2015. But what else are we talking about? We've been talking about the BRICS nations that are buying gold like crazy because they know there's more draconian sanctions coming from the US next. Emerging market central banks continue to de-dollarize and utilize gold as an alternative in an event of any further Western sanctions. BRICS countries, namely Brazil, Russia, India, and China, and South Africa, are also reportedly looking at moving away from the US dollar to a new currency backed by gold. And people, if that happens, you know what's next for gold? Not 2,500. That's right, 4,000. And again, don't just take my word from it. CNBC put out this report as well. The gold at 4,000, analysts share the 2023 outlook as recession fears linger. So okay, we know things are looking very, very bad for the economy, for the banking system. Central banks know this. They're hoarding gold. They're buying gold. We know a lot of analysts are getting very, very bullish on gold as well. Gold is definitely suppressed. I showed you all the charts. The commodities and gold is severely undervalued compared to the S&P 500. But how can we get massive returns from the next gold bull run that will be coming late this year and early 2024, returns like what you would see in cryptocurrency. Well, what you have to do is find undervalued gems and undervalued mining companies that are going to massively benefit from the next gold bull run. And people, I'm being 100% genuine and honest with you right now. I think I found the most undervalued gold mining company I've ever seen, and a lot of analysts have ever seen in their whole career. So what is that company? Well, that's today's video sponsor, West Red Lake Gold Mines. That's US stock ticker WRLGF. And again, even though this is a sponsor, I genuinely believe this is one of the most undervalued mining companies on the stock market right now. This is the best opportunity personally I've ever seen, and also what have other analysts and a lot of friends I've spoken to about this company as well. Because look at this company only has a market cap of 85 million, but I'm going to show you the proof, the facts, and the data why I think this should be at least 300 million if they execute. And who knows, even if they do really execute and we do see a massive bull run in gold, what this market cap has been before, they've previously had a market cap of over 1 billion. Now you may be wondering, well, okay, why is the market cap so low? Well, the previous owners had a perfect opportunity, but they completely messed up. They completely fumbled the ball at the 99-yard line. But guess what? Famed investor Frank Gustra, who's known for buying undervalued assets in the gold mining industry, he's had a look at this and he's invested heavily, and he's still investing heavily. He brought shares, according to government filings, at 70 cents per share because he sees how much potential this project has. Because consider this, there's already $350 million worth of investment in this company, invested in this mine with infrastructure and also with equipment. And if someone wanted to build a mine like this mine today, it would cost between $500 to $700 million, and it'll take about 5 years. This is showing just even if they get to a $500 million market cap, this could be a 5 or 6x opportunity. Now, another reason why I'm so bullish on this company is because of their strategic location. West Red Lake Gold is strategically located in the heart of a prolific gold district with a rich history. They also own an 800 ton per day mill that's worth over $100 million. So that's right, just their mill alone, which what a lot of other mining companies will want to use or they could partner with to create even more revenue, that's worth $100 million more than the market cap is today, which proves why it's so undervalued. But again, what is their plan to seize this opportunity? Well, they're going to de-risk sources, meticulously plan the restart, and then execute production with a vision of consolidating other assets to foster growth. And again, the reason why the last company messed up was because of poor management. But this management team that's running this project has a wealth of experience of creating profitable mines in the past. With Shane Williams as CEO, he has a track record of building 4 gold mines in his past 20 years, including a project with a 200 mil protection and also now a multi-billion dollar venture. Also, their director, Tony Makoch, he has a proven track record of increasing gold production, and their model revolves around acquiring assets for pennies, stabilizing them and rebuilding. And if they just flipped it for what the project is worth right now, they could probably get minimum 350 million, which has the opportunity of 5x returns. And guess what? They've got a lot of big names piling into this company as well. So notably, 23% of the company is owned by Sprott Resources, a credible player in the industry. Like I said, famed investor Frank Gustra, a mining titan and co-founder of Goldcorp, holds an 11.8% stake, and he's renowned for his success in the sector. Even the Venek Gold Fund is in on the action. Now again, the reason why the previous project failed was because of their poor mismanagement and the mismanagements of funds and debt. But West Red Lake Gold's mines financials are very, very strong, because get this, they hold $15 million of cash with no debt. And it's important to note the company's mining 125,000 ounces can reach $1 billion valuation in just 2 years. So again, this shows what a huge opportunity this is. Now, another big reason why I'm so bullish on this company, because they have a proven formula for success. West Red Lake Gold follows a formula of buying assets, stabilizing them and rebuilding, and the potential rewards are remarkable. And remember, this is a fresh acquisition with no analyst coverage yet. We're at the very early stages, and this could be a limited window of opportunity. Like I said, once I put this video out, once a lot of analysts start seeing how undervalued this company is, it's not going to stay this low market cap for long. So in summary, West Red Lake Gold embodies an extraordinary opportunity with strategic location, exceptional management, strong ownership, this undervalued gem has potential to deliver exceptional returns, and the visionary approach, coupled with the backing of industry giants like Frank Skustra, Sprott Resources, and VanEck, sets the stage for a promising journey. So you're definitely going to want to keep a close eye on this company, because Frank Skustra himself said he's never seen an opportunity like this in his career. So go ahead and check out their stock ticker, WRLGF. Do your due diligence on this company. Remember, all investments involve risk. Don't go all in. Don't put 100% of your money in, but do your due diligence. Remember, past performance is no guarantee of future performance, but I genuinely think this is a massive opportunity. So everyone, this has been a very, very important update. I'm very, very bullish on gold. What do you think is going to happen to gold late this year and early 2024? Let me know down below. Now, for all my loyal viewers and subscribers still watching, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.